I'm Elisa Parker, and we are here at the Wild and Scenic Film Fest Media Lounge at the Communal Cafe, which is a new location for us, right in downtown Nevada City. And a big thanks to all of our other sponsors and supporters, our host families as well, who put our filmmakers up.
Absolutely.
And our special guest, Matt knows he's in one right now.
I'm being well taken care of.
Well, yeah, well taken care of.
No, this is awesome.
So Matt Talarico.
Got it.
Boom. Here he is. Green City is the film. You screened it this morning. Do you have another one coming up?
We do. Tomorrow at 2 in Grass Valley at the new Performing Arts Center over there,
Awesome.
if I'm not mistaken. It's
The
part
Center
of
for the Arts.
Center for the Arts main stage, if I'm not mistaken, and it's the Enviro Activism block.
That's great.
So, yes.
Awesome. And welcome, first of all. Had you
Thanks.
been here before?
I have not, no.
Okay.
I've worked and filmed in many other parts of California, which is always fun to get out to, but never here, and it's this awesome little gem that
Nevada City.
already was talking to my wife. I want to bring you guys back here, bring the kids here, go play in the rivers because they are gorgeous.
The Yuba River is amazing in the summer. You know what
Yep.
happens?
I get it.
There usually is at least one or two people that I'll connect with at the festival, and then they move here.
Ah, really?
That's what happens. They're big time like activists involved, and
I love the community and the fact that it stemmed out of that activism background to protect the river. We, my sister's here visiting with me and hanging out at the film festival out from Oregon, and we went down to the Yuba on Friday morning, and it was stunning.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, and it's it's very cool that this festival kind of stems out of preserving that epic space.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, tell us about Green City. I'm going to have some tea while you do that.
Yes, so that sounds good. It's late afternoon. You enjoy your tea.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so Green the City is part of a series that Impact Media Lab got brought on to produce and direct. And
Sorry.
no worries.
You're never going to get through this interview.
It'll happen. We'll get there.
It's
okay.
Gonna be.
So the American Association.
Wait, he'll pause for a second, then we'll just take it from the top.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, how about Green City? And
Okay, perfect.
Is it Green the City.
Green the City. Yeah.
I will have one for a second. Okay.
No, I totally get it. Absolutely had
It's like a crazy
horse throat yesterday when I was
did?
trying to chat with you in the brief couple of minutes, but
and then you're like, please no. Well, that's the other thing when it was live on the radio. I was like, oh my god. At least for this, when we're live stream, we could stop for a minute.
Cool.
All right, Jim, is it okay if he just takes it from? I'm going to ask him tell me about Green the City. Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Okay, I'll hold my glass. Okay. Matt, tell us about your film, Green the City.
Sure. So Green the City was part of a series that we did. Impact Media Lab is a company that helped direct it, and we were brought on board by the American Association for the Advancement of Science. So there's all this incredible scientific work going on out there, and it's inspiring work that we're learning more about how to combat climate change, do positive things for the environment, and so this series called How We Respond was an effort to inspire people, uplift people on awesome actions that are going on currently and unfolding now in real time. And so it initially got kicked off with essentially an entire summer road trip across the country. We did the first 10 or 11 pieces during that summer of 2019. And then actually Green the City was sort of a follow-up. There was always plans to do more projects kind of dappled throughout the following years, and Green the City was the first one that we jumped back in with that.
Okay.
So we went out to St. Louis to film this story, and it's kind of a simple story. It's a story of a pastor who wanted to save costs for his church in a low-income African-American neighborhood, and found out there was a program to get solar panels on his roof and save money there, but it kind of just snowballed into him getting really passionate about sustainability and it being an opportunity to kind of lift this community out of poverty, providing opportunities and jobs for people in the community, and so he sort of green theology is something that kind of stemmed out of there, which I wasn't aware of.
Green theology. And what is the pastor's name?
Pastor Reverend Burton.
Okay.
So, Reverend Burton, and he, along with a woman who's also kind of a co-lead in the film, Catherine Warner, she's working at the state level to do sustainability initiatives to make St. Louis a more green and sustainable city to live in. He was working at this community level, and sort of it's kind of how their stories intermix and how they're both working towards these same goals. It kind of these different different levels in the city.
Green theology.
Yeah.
See, we learn something new all the time.
Right. And apparently, I mean, he got so passionate about it, he started going to other churches and trying to get things in place where other churches could get solar panels or access to green jobs and things like that as well. Seeing really the climate crisis as this opportunity to make the world a better place, to work towards that goal, but also to lift people out of poverty in the process.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Simple acts
Amazing
led to a lot
being.
more, really cool
It had its own little
actions.
snowball effect.
Yeah.
And you were on the road for how long?
Oh, man.
And what was that? Who were you traveling with?
So
what was that process?
the core crew at Impact Media Lab, which I've been a part of for a number of years, been lucky enough to be a part of, such a good crew, led by Kika Tuff. But I was having my second kiddo at the time that the road trip was starting, so I did not get to go on the first number of trips. Sadly, well, not sadly. I mean, it was a beautiful time in my life as well. But I was editing all of those projects. The cool thing was, in a lot of the follow-ups, I got to go out and visit some of these communities I was editing their projects for, do follow-up shoots, and then with St. Louis, I actually was able to go out and sort of spearhead the cinematography and editing and all that good stuff with it.
Awesome.
So
that's great. What about, in thinking of how we're coming together, it's been a really challenging time for a lot of folks.
Yep.
And especially the creatives, the artists and storytellers. What is the story that you want to tell? What is the story that's like pulling at you right now to tell now? And when I say you, I mean it's either you telling it or maybe there's some other story interest.
Oh man. So I've been thinking for a while and watching during the last election cycle. It was voter initiative to reintroduce wolves back into Colorado.
Yeah.
So I actually saw The Path of the Panther last night from Grizzly Creek Films, and
Malia was just joining us.
Oh man, Malia's awesome. Yeah, so cool talking with her last night. Just those awesome connections that happen at the festivals. You're able to just chat with folks afterwards, and but I was inspired by that film, and those folks, and so I would love to follow that story of that reintroduction of the wolves in Colorado. There's sort of this missing element of a corridor between I think it's the northern Rocky population of wolves and wolves that will be in Colorado and further south. So seeing if there's ways to bring activism and building corridors where they're currently hunted. Wolves are hunted, and so that they don't have a natural migration space. And so I just feel like that's a story that has to be told.
I think that's really important. And one of the things it's great. One of the things I learned at Wild and Scenic, there was a film on the Serengeti, and it was all about how important predators are to the source of our ecosystems. And I really I hadn't really thought about it that much, but how like wolves and orcas and vital to everything surviving in the ecosystem.
That top-down ecology and how it works out.
They're not a threat. They're actually vital.
Oh, gosh, I forget the specific terminology, but like trophic cascades or something along those lines where, I mean, just the impact in Yellowstone's the kind of classic example. The wolves reintroduced there, but there was ungulate populations, deer and other, elk and other
right. They start seeing the habitat.
It's like river systems change. Like the way that the rivers moves changed because of the way that the trees that line the banks were eroding and disappearing without large carnivores, scaring the prey off into the woods, into things like that. So it's crazy that literally the introduction of one species back into an ecosystem could help stabilize riverbanks. I mean, you can visibly see that. So it's that impact is really, really cool. And there's so many stories like that are, I'm seeing here that are unfolding. Just the way that protecting species and diversity and ecosystems is just so vital right now. And I think one of the best things we can all do to fight back against climate change is just preserve the spaces and places that we have and the people that have traditionally lived there, and the way that they interact with the land. And there's so much to be said for preserving a lot of that. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks so much, Matt. It was great to connect with you, and welcome to Nevada City, and hopefully you get to the Yuba River.
And again.
I
want to go again.
Man.
I want to go.
Go in the
like
summertime. I know. It is. The Yuba is such a core part of our community, and it's a heal, recharge experience, and great
and
for the
kids. And the color of the water,
blue.
and it's special.
I
live in a river valley. up in Colorado, and it's just a very different river, and it's stunning.
It's
here,
clear
so, yeah.
and blue. There's sand, there's granite. You can put on goggles and swim and see fish. And it's a whole family experience.
I want to bring my kids, jump in some plunge pools in the
it.
summertime. Is it running quite as high in the summer? Probably not. It probably drops pretty considerably.
It just depends.
Yeah,
it just depends. Yeah. But I mean, obviously, when you have a huge rainfall or snow melt, then it's going to be high and not as clear. But most of the time, for the most part, but it's beautiful. But so great to meet you.
Thanks for taking great care of us filmmakers, and
my pleasure.
I hope to come back sometime.
Come back.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, Green the City, make sure you catch it. And thanks for being with us. We're going to be here for a little bit longer today, and then we have more happening tomorrow. Thanks for being with us, and we'll be right back.